Mr. Aaron, man, how you feeling, my man?
I'm feeling good, and thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Yeah, it's so good to meet you. I loved your record, working it out. I love that.
Yes. Watch God work. Watch God work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man, before we get into your single here.
Okay, I am originally from Plymouth, Florida, now known as Apopka, Florida. Grew up in Orlando for the most part of my life. I still live in Florida. I've been singing since I was probably 7 years old in the church. And I started my solo music career in 2016 and released my first project in 2018.
Yes, sir.
So I've been doing it now for about 6 years, being a recording artist. I put up my first album last year. Actually, 2022, put up my first album. And I'm working on my next album as we speak.
Nice.
Wow.
Congratulations.
So, if you don't mind, man, give us a little exclusive, bro. Like, what's the name of your album that you're working on right now? Or the next album? Yes. Only on OMG.
Yes, debut stuff.
Only on OMG. So my next album is called Look Up and Live.
Wow. Look Up and Live.
Look Up and Live. So it's really for people who are, depressed or going through, just to pretty much look up to the sky, look up to God, look up to where your help comes from and live. And this is one of my grandma's favorite sayings, before she passed away. And so this next album is going to be dedicated to her. I'm a contemporary gospel artist, but I decided to do some traditional records to pay homage to her. And so Watch God Work is a little bit of that. So you kind of hear the churchiness in
yes,
at the end of the song.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's kind of bringing that element, what I grew up on.
Yes, sir.
At my home church, Tabernacle of the Enlightened Church of God in Orlando. Shout out to them.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the name of the album. Look Up and Live.
Wow.
See, the thing about that's the next that's the title of his next album, y'all. The name of his new single, Watch God Work. He was telling us a little bit about that. The thing I like about this song, man, is very what's the word can I use? It's very diverse.
I wanted to mention that too, because I actually noticed you had like this, it was a moment where when it's like a Jersey club vibe.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting. Tell me how you decided to like incorporate that into a traditional gospel record. I mean, that's very unique.
That is dope. You picked that up.
Of course.
so it wasn't my idea. Actually, it was the producer's idea. We originally were going to do a straight traditional record.
Okay.
And I talked to my producer Tony Hemmings, who's produced Withholding Nothing with McDowell and some other projects.
Oh, that's my guy. That's my guy.
Yes.
Yeah, my brother plays for him. Yes.
So he Tony Hemmings produced the record, and we talked about it. We was like, we wanted to be traditional, but we still wanted to have that contemporary feel to it. We still wanted to be urban.
Absolutely.
Most of my audience, surprisingly, are children. I have a lot of kids that listen to my music.
Okay.
And so it was important to kind of bring them into it and then leave them at church, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I felt that. I definitely related to that because I work with Cookie Kawhi, one of those the Jersey Club pioneers, and so of course that immediately piqued my eye because that's just something I felt like we spoke about even doing a gospel Jersey Club record because of the fact that those rhythms are really infectious. And so it really caught me, and even my children, when I was listening to it, they were like dancing around. So, and I think that's the purpose, is to get people to dance and start to really praise and stuff like that. So if you use different rhythms to do it, I love that. So that was very unique and creative that you did that, for sure.
Yeah.
And you said something, that's powerful. You said that your target audience is young people, children.
Yes.
And so I just want you to tell us a little bit about how important is it? Because when you first start out in anything that you do, we want to reach everybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And people, I've heard somebody say, if you're trying to reach everybody, you ain't gonna reach nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I just tell us very briefly, man, about how important is it to know your target audience, man? How important is that?
It is the most pivotal thing to your success, to know your target audience. Whatever industry you're in, knowing your target audience is going to be your best bet. And I feel like for artists particularly, it's important that you know who you're marketing to, who's listening to your music, what age group they are, so that way you can best serve them. I think, like you said, when you're trying to reach everybody, it's kind of hard to serve everyone. So for me, going through my analytics and going through social media and marketing, we discovered that most of my audience is millennials, and most of the millennials that listen to my music have kids. And so that has been very, very pivotal to my success. As far as targeted to millennials, targeted to children, rather than me targeted to the baby boom generation who's in their 60s and 70s, and my mom and who listen to Shirley Caesar. They might want to hear my rap. They may want to hear me sing live, if I go and sing home, I'm mute, but they might not want to hear, Watch God Work or anything, with hip hop in it. And my music is fused with hip hop, it's fused with R&B, it's fused with just different. I call it pop gospel.
Yes, sir.
It's definitely not the conventional sound. And I think when I first started, I was trying to market to everyone, which is okay at first. But then once you do that, you kind of see, okay, who's biting off the bait.
Yeah.
And that's who you want to go after.
That's good.
Beautiful.
I feel like, we're already at the next question, man, or pretty much the next thing I want to tell you. What would you say to an upcoming artist that is looking to do gospel music? What would you tell the next person coming up in gospel?
That's a good question.
The next person coming up in gospel, I would tell them first to keep God first. I think that would be the main important thing that you do, is that you keep God first and that you're grounded. And you hear the line, it may sound like it's cliche, but it's true. And that's even if you're doing R&B. If you're doing R&B, keep God first, keep God at the center of what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Know the reason why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And also have fun. I think sometimes when you get into the industry, you start focusing on charts. I see a lot of artists coming up wanting to focus on the numbers. And I think it's important to really develop your artistry first.
Yes, sir.
Develop your stage presence first.
Yeah.
And develop your sound. And then once that happens, everything will take off. And get a plan, get a strategy.
Yes, sir.
I had a 5-year plan to get in the industry, and a lot of people don't know this, but I auditioned for Sunday Best, American Idol, The Voice.
Oh, okay. See, Aaron, see, brother. No, I didn't know that.
Yes, right.
Wait a minute, hold on. I've been here for 5 years. You ain't ever told me that you auditioned for Sunday Best. You ain't ever told me that.
I auditioned for Sunday Best 3 times, actually. I did The Voice.
Wow.
Went to American Idol, and in that process, I have friends who have made it on competitions. They have won competitions.
Wow.
And God was letting me know that just because he did it for them that way doesn't mean that he'll do it for me that way. He'll do it for you the same way he did it for somebody else, but it may not be the same exact way.
Yeah.
And so for me, my strategy and my plan that God gave me was to go in behind the scenes. And so I started working with artists, doing makeup, doing graphics, doing photography, whatever I could do. To use my hands. And then once I started to work behind the scenes and learn the industry and be around these people and understand, the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows, they was like, okay, you know what? I feel comfortable to go out and jump on my own now, But the message is that, his way may not be the same way as it is for the next person.
Amen.
So it's trust God and know, just know that it may not look like, your best friend, it may be something completely different, but we are going to the same place.
Yeah.
Trust the process, respect where you are in your own journey. And then also your gifts. That's what I'm hearing, is just make use of all of your gifts. Don't just, be so hyper focused on one part of yourself. If you make music, okay, no, what else are you gifted in? What else has God called you to do? I love that. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. you said that just because God did it for you or for them that way doesn't mean that he's going to do it for me that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like Pastor always says, man, ways matter.
Ways matter. Absolutely.
Ways matter.
I never heard that one. I like that one.
Ways matter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And when you're looking at, you know, your friends and you're saying, man, they, you know, I know God, you know, there's a line in the song, Watch God Work, that says, if he did it for me, he could do it for you.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm bringing it up, because it's a popular saying, you know, if God did it for me, he could do it for you. But just because he did it for me this way don't mean he's going to do it for you
that way. Exactly.
Right. You know
that
what I'm
part.
saying? So just know that part. You know, you could look at artists for, you know, for blueprints and stuff like that, but still, you know, just like you said, trust the journey and just trust that God.
Yes, sir.
It may be a whole different direction that God is taking you in, and just and go with that. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, it actually became easier once I started to flow in the direction that God had for me, rather than me saying, "Oh, let me go to competitions." I was like, "I never told you to go sing at a competition."
Wow,
that's a fact.
Yeah.
You know, I relate to that because I've been on that journey. I've auditioned for the American Idols, The Voices, and all that multiple times, and I can relate to that. That God was just like, you know, this isn't necessarily your path. That doesn't mean you're not good enough. Don't let, you know, rejection, we have to take that in the industry. You know how it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really, what Pastor Todd say, rejection is redirection.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is redirection.
And protection.
And
protection. Yeah. Because a lot of times too, you think like with me looking at an industry side point of it, I'm like, I'm glad I did not go that route in hindsight. You know, because I have more control of my music. You know, a lot of times you see people in competitions and then you never hear from them again. You know, and so it's just a lot of different benefits to it. It's like, okay, God, I see you. You know,
it's like, I see you know, we're living in that time, man. You know, we want success.
The microwave generation.
Yeah, like we wanted, you know, the microwaved way. You know what I mean? And
God is he's a home cook. He's a chef.
Yeah,
he likes to. You know what I mean? That's why watching where I really, when you hear me, like I really was like really turning up to that record because I was like, like you really had me because he really is taking his time. You know, really chefing with you. Really, it takes time, and we love to watch him work. I love what he's doing with you and your music. It's really been blessing me, and I'm sure it's blessing others who hear it. So thank you for, you know, spending your time talking with us, telling us about yourself. Do you have anything else you want to share with the people? Just anything. Yeah. Tell us where to find you and all of that.
And your music as well.
On social media, everywhere, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, not on Twitter or X, but I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and that's it. It's Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Okay, so it's Aaron Lavelle Music is where you can find me. And on YouTube, please go follow me on YouTube.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what I said. Go subscribe on YouTube. And this song, you know, going back to Watch God Work, this song actually was written for another artist.
Wow. Man, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you put this out.
At least I didn't think it was for me when I wrote it. I was actually writing for another artist.
Wow.
I was not going to work on my project. I was going to work on their project. And I thought, let me write a song for them.
Okay.
Something that's going to be catchy, something that people would like.
Okay.
And the guy was like, you thought you was writing that song for them. Wow. But this song is for you.
This is for you.
You know?
You said, watch me work right now.
Watch me work for you.
Right, exactly. So that just goes back to the Watch God Work, you know. And with that song, it is blessed me. I think the few weeks leading up to it, I listened to it daily, and I was going through different things, you know, finances and different things in my health. And I was just like, God, I need to do something. And God literally did it. A lot of times, too, with this particular record, Watch God Work, and there's another part in the song that says, Let God Work. Wow. I think sometimes us as people, we like to do things on our own and be independent in our relationship with Christ and with God. You know, and this song is really for those people who have exhausted all their resources. You have tried everything that you could possibly try. Now, all you have left to do is to stand still and watch God work and to let God actually handle it, because you've been trying to handle it. It's stressing you out.
Better preach.
He got the word inside of him. It's not time for your initial.
So to the folk out there listening, you know, just watch God work. Let God do what he wants to do. His plan is way better than yours. His way is better than our ways. And I think when we let him do it and we watch him do it, oh my God, talking about mind blown and miracles and signs and wonders, you know. So let God do it. Harden not your heart and let him in. Let him work.
Aaron Lavelle, ladies and gentlemen, my man Aaron Lavelle. Make sure you follow him on all social media, and make sure that you get his music on all streaming platforms. Watch God work. Aaron,
watch him.
It's been a pleasure, man, having you on the show, man. Thank you so much, man, for coming on today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you.
We're looking forward to your next album, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, thank you. We gonna see, trying to put it out next year. We're gonna see, might come out, later on this year. We're gonna see it's coming though. It's definitely coming, and I appreciate
featuring T-keyZ Hoggins.
Okay,
hey, let's do it.
Throw
man.
Kiki on the beat too. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, bro.
Yes, sir.
I can't wait to hear it and hear more from you, man. So God bless you.
Thank y'all for supporting too. I really appreciate it. I do.
Yes, sir, man. Anytime. Thank you so much, brother.
All right. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah.
And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Take care.